Big B on the track. Oh boy.
Captain Saber Bro is here to save the day.
Playerism is the antidote to feminism.
You want her to pay for this shit.
No.
But I can tell you, women ain't gonna try you if they feel like they can't try you. If they tried you, they felt like it was something else got going on. Worry about you. Worry about you, how you treating me. So make sure you hit that like button.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? How y'all doing? It's your gracious game advisor, yours truly, King Dre, and we are back with another episode of the Saver Bro Show. Tonight, man, we're gonna talk about what we're gonna do tonight is we're gonna rank dating advice or advice that's popular out in the world. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Shout out to everybody. We are live. Shout out to Leo, Mactavius, 5621. I'm not gonna say that name because it's trolly. Marcus Williams, what's going on? Everybody's, let me get some noise in the chat. One and only number 7. Yo, what's going on? Let's get some noise in the chat. Let's get this thing started if y'all want this good game. Shout out to the YouTube fam. Shout out to the Facebook fam. Guys, listen real quick. Seduction Mastery 2025 releases in about 3 weeks on December 15th. Make sure you get on the wait list now. Click the link that's in the chat. Click the link that's in the chat. I'm gonna post it again real quick. I'm gonna post the link again real quick for those who don't see it, and for the people on Facebook. Get on the wait list right now. Yeah, make sure y'all get on the wait list for Seduction Mastery. It's gonna be too cold, too deep. Seduction Mastery, you're gonna get Attraction 101 program. You're gonna get How to Make a Woman Fall in Love. You're gonna get Dating and Escalation Mastery program. You're going to get the Seduction Mastery program. You're going to get How to Imprint on a Woman program. And you're going to get How to Vet Women Properly program. You're going to also get 12 coaching sessions with me, and private access to the community. And we also doing a live workshop event to where Monday through Friday or 5 days out the week, when we're going to do live workshops with experts in the field, experts in the game. So I'm going to bring in experts that have expertise in cold approach or social circle, that type of stuff. And they're going to school you and give you game and help you in those areas. So we're going to do that. So 5 live workshops. And you're going to also get my workshop, how to last longer and fuck better. And you're going to get, what's the other one? Sexual seduction and bedroom mastery. So y'all make sure y'all get on the wait list right now. Get on the wait list. The link is in the chat. Get on there now. And if you're going to need, if you need payment plans or anything like that, I got you. I'm doing payment plans now. So, you can put half down and, a couple weeks later or a month later, however I figure out or however I decide to do it, just put half down, get everything and pay the rest later. So, yeah, we're going to get it in with the Seduction Mastery. That thing going to be too deep. That thing going to be too cold. Y'all make sure y'all get on the wait list for that. But we here, man, we're going to get started in a second. We're going to get started in a second. We're going to get started in a second. I was excited for this live. For sure, Thando. Yeah, we're going to get started in a second. But what's going on, everybody, man? We just chilling. Man. And I'm trying to get back into the groove of this YouTube, and because I ain't been on YouTube, and it's been a minute since I've been on YouTube. So just trying to get back in the groove. I don't have my studio set up. So we're doing it right here on the we on the laptop with it. So, but yeah, man, we're gonna get this thing started, man. If y'all ready for this game, we're gonna go on and get into it. I was gonna wait for more people to come in, but we just finna get to this game. If y'all ready to this game, I need to see a bunch of number ones in the chat if y'all ready for this game. If y'all ready for this game, I need to see a bunch of ones in the chat. Linwood, what's up, man? Mactavius, my dude, Mactavius. I ain't seen you in a minute, bro. All right, y'all ready? Y'all ready? Let's get it. So peep game, right? So what I wanted to do tonight was I wanted to rank dating advice. I wanted to rank the dating advice, right? And give my expertise on the dating advice, right? Because a lot of people ask me, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? What do you think about this, right? And I don't like to talk about other creators, right? So I'm gonna say this before I get into that. I don't like to talk about other creators. I don't like to, I just how I am. I don't like to have people's name in my mouth, right? And I don't like my name in other people's mouth. I just don't like to talk about people, right? Whether I agree with them or whether I don't. I just don't like to talk about people. Now, I don't have a problem with bigging people up and shouting people out, but to critique people, and I don't like doing, that's just not my style. But I do want to discuss some of the advice that's been going around or that's been around forever, and my take on it and my expertise on it based on, you know, what I've lived and what I've experienced and me, you know, coaching through these last 8 years, right? And give y'all that real good game. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're going to do tonight. Now, if any of your favorite content creators have said any of this, this is not to go at any of them. This is not to go at anybody in particular. This is not to attack anybody. Much love and respect to everybody that's spitting game, creating content, and helping men do your thing. This is not to come at you. So if you say something or if you believe in any of this, or if your favorite content creator or coach believes in any of this, this is not to attack their mentality or attack them. I'm just giving my view and perspective on the game. That's it. That's all. So just to let that be known. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to rank them on a tier system, a tier list, right? And so we got elite game. That's the top. We got solid game. We got meh, which is situational. We got weak game, and we got trash advice. And so I'm going to take some of the most popular sayings. Shout out to my dude, Afi Kingdom. And man, I ain't talked to Afi in a minute, man. Hit me up, bro. I ain't talked to you in a minute, bro. Hit me up. But shout out to my guy, Afi. Shout out to my guy, Afi. Yeah, so we got elite game. We're going to categorize it either. It's going to be either elite game, solid game, meh, which is like, it could be situational. It can go either or. Elite, solid, situational, weak game, and trash advice. So the advice is going to fall somewhere in there. And elite game is basically like foundational principles that work consistently long-term. You can't lose with following that game. There's no downside to that. We got solid game, which is basically, it's good advice and it works in most cases, especially when it's executed right. Then we got meh, which is the situational game, right? And that works sometimes, or it can go either or, depending on the woman, the context, you know, the experience, timing. That's game. It can go either way, and it's more nuanced. That type of game is not as necessarily black or white. It could be good game, it could be bad game, just depending on who it is and, you know, just the circumstances. Then we got weak game, right? Which could work, but most of the time it's going to backfire or it's not good long-term. Weak game. So it could work, but it's not good. It's not going to be good for you long-term, or it may backfire, or it has a good chance of backfiring, or it's just weak. Then we got trash game, which is just throw that shit away. Throw it away. Meaning there's pretty much little to no upside in taking that advice. So if y'all ready for this game, yeah, I'm fresh off the press, bro. Y'all save y'all questions. Now, if you guys have questions about what I'm saying, if you guys, while I'm doing this, if you guys have any questions about the game that I'm spitting, then ask your questions in the chat. But random questions about anything outside of that, just make sure you please hold that. But I would like if you guys interact and put your questions in the chat if you have questions about what I'm saying as I'm doing this. So interaction would be much appreciated. And I encourage you guys to interact and ask questions if you have understanding, right? I mean, if you don't understand something, so ask questions about what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's how we're gonna categorize it. Now let me see. Let me turn this thing on. Y'all ready for this? If y'all ready for this, y'all press let me get a number 1 in the chat. It's kind of related. It's not related. You ain't even, hold off, bro. It's not related. I ain't even started. What's up to my guy, Desmond? Desmond, what's going on, brother? TIE Fighter Pro, y'all ready? Y'all ready? Let's get it. Let's get it. Almighty Chris, what's up, bro? Can y'all see that? Can y'all see that? If y'all can see that, let me know before we get started. I want to make sure y'all can see it. You really don't need to see it, but it's there. Can y'all see it before we get started? All right, cool. So let's get this thing cracking. Let's get this thing cracking. Let's get this thing cracking. The first advice: women shit test you when they like you. Guys, I'm sorry to say that is boo-boo. That is complete bullshit. And having that mentality is not going to help you at all. That's trash advice. We throwing that in the trash advice category, guys. Women shit test you when they like you. That's bullshit. Let me give you guys the real game. All right. Let me give you guys the real game. Bullies with bad character disrespect and trigger people who they feel are weak. So I'm going to say that again. Bullies and women with bad character, people with bad character, disrespect, pick on, and bully people that they feel is weak. Women who like you, they're not going to make it hard for you. They're not going to put themselves, and I'm talking about women who really like you. They don't want to rub you the wrong way. They don't want to offend you, because it's not as easy to find someone that you really, 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 really like. Yes, people have access to a lot of sex, but people don't really have that type of access to people who they genuinely and really like and they see good potential with. Women don't have that in abundance. They got dick in abundance, but they don't have that in abundance. And we don't want to run off. Generally speaking, you don't want to run off. People are not going to run off. Women are not going to run off or rub the wrong way or offend a man who they feel is that guy and they really, really like him. So that whole women shit test you when they like you is bullshit. And that's horrible advice. And if you follow that, if you think that, you'll allow yourself to be disrespected. You'll allow people to play with you. When people see that they can test you, when people see that they can play with you, that's exactly what they're gonna motherfucking do. Do we got some understanding? Are y'all feeling what I'm saying? Are y'all understanding what I'm saying? If you understanding what I'm saying, let me get a number 2 in the chat if you understanding what I'm saying. Bullies, again, disrespect and trigger people who they feel are weaker than them, because that makes them feel better about themselves. That strokes their ego. You understand what I'm saying? Women who like you, I've dated and dealt with several women, countless women. Women who like you don't play with you like that. They don't test you. All right. So whoever told you that, more than likely, are around women and they date women who don't like them. Oh, she got a test to see it. No, women test you when they feel like they can. And if they feel like they can, they don't care about you that much, or they feel like you are weak in one area or another. And good people, just generally speaking, it's just life game. Good people don't play with people and test people. Not even test people, but good people don't do things to irritate other people. Like a good person with good character, that's not what they do. They're not going around to irritate other people. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the first one. Mikhail B, what's going on? Now, the next advice, right? Always end the conversation first. We're going to put that as solid game. That's solid game. When you're talking to a woman, if you can help it, right? That's solid game. Sometimes you can't help it. Sometimes they get off the phone before you, but generally, when you speaking to a woman, especially in the beginning, and you getting to know a woman, you want to leave the conversation on a high, right? And you want to be in control of that. So when the conversation is on the high, get off the phone and you leave the conversation on a high, and that gives the woman a lot to think about. That gives the woman a lot to stew in and process and fantasize and romanticize and daydream about. Coming off that good conversation, always leave the conversation on a high note, and always end the conversation. For you be the first to end the conversation, because the thing is, women will drag. If a woman got time, she would sit and talk to you to the cows come home. You know, a lot of the times for attention, right? And if you don't got no good mouthpiece like that, if you're not player like that, that can backfire. You know, just staying on the phone and that can backfire, and you'll end up putting yourself in the friend zone like that. So always leave the conversation on a high note, and always leave the end the conversation first. Now, I'm not saying rush and get off the phone. And if you good and you player with it, it don't matter how long you stay on the phone. But if you're not good, make sure you follow that game. But that's very, very, very solid. Very, very, very solid advice. Facts. K Zagan and Steve Dean says this as well. High note is key, no pun intended. Yeah, for sure. Shout out to K Zagan and Steve Dean. That's solid advice. That's good game. That's good game. Now, what we're gonna move on to the next one. The next one, let's see. Tell women you just want sex off the rip, or tell women you just want to smash when you first meet them. Basically, be super, super upfront and direct. I'm going to put that in the that's situational, right? That's situational. And I say that because that can go either way, right? That's very, 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 very nuanced, right? Based on who you are, what your goal is. Now, if you are a guy and all you want to do is fuck, and all you want to do, that's it, you don't want to do, then yes. But most of the guys are not like that. Now, if this was that type of environment, or if this was that type of audience, or if most of my guys was like that, that would be elite game, or that would be solid game. But if that's not, you want a little bit more than that, or you want to date, or whatever else you want, if you want anything outside of that, then that's not going to work for you, because most women, or the women who are down for that, are typically sluts, right? And there's a difference between a lady, a bitch, a hoe, and a slut. And like I said, I'm gonna break that down on the return podcast. I'm gonna break that down coming up soon. So if I'm giving advice to a general audience, or I'm giving advice to my audience, that's situational. It could be good game, right? Or it can hurt you, just depending on who you are and what you want out of the game. But generally speaking, for the average guy that I'm coaching, you shouldn't kick your game like that. You understand what I'm saying? That's not how you should kick your game. You shouldn't just go up to, because that's just equivalent as a woman. You go talk to a woman, and the first thing out her mouth is like, "Is you gonna take me? I want to go out to eat. You're gonna have to take me to a restaurant, or you're gonna have to spend some money on me." She basically, nobody want to be treated. Most people don't want to be treated or seen as objects. Most people. And women who view men as tricks, they view them as objects. Men who view women as, sex play or concubines or whatever, view them as object. And generally, most people don't want to be objectified. Whores and sluts don't care about being objectified, and tricks don't care about being objectified. You understand what I'm saying? So that works for that crowd, but most people ain't on that. I don't even want to say most. A large majority of a lot of people are not on that. You got people who are, and you got people who aren't. So the whole, tell women you just want to smash off the rip. I'm not saying, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying hide your intentions and go on 3 dates and play the friend role and all that. I'm not saying that, but you kind of have to connect with people first before you make a sale, generally speaking. And that's for the average guy. Shout out to Blaze Trigon for the $5 super chat. Y'all make sure y'all pass that collection plate. Y'all make sure y'all passing that collection plate. Make sure y'all pass that collection plate, and make sure y'all click the link in the chat right now. Click the link that's going to be in the description if you're watching the playback for Seduction Mastery 2025 to get on the wait list. But y'all picking up what I'm putting down. So that advice can go either way, just depending on what you want and who you are. You understand what I'm saying? And depending on who you're approaching, you're not gonna get it. If that's your goal and that's how you kick in it, that's solid game. But if you want anything outside of that, or if you're not that type of person, or you're approaching a different type, most women are not going, so yeah. So what we got next? Let's see. Women, the next one we got is women must earn their position in your life. Guys, there's no downside. That's elite game. That goes into the elite game. There's no downside to a woman earning her position in your life. Easy come, easy go. What's free and cheap is often disregarded, unappreciated, and disrespected. A woman must earn you. If women don't earn you, they don't appreciate you. Right? Easy come, easy go. If you are free and cheap and easy, then you're not going to be respected and you're not going to be appreciated. Right? There's no downside to that. There's no downside to making somebody earn their keep in your life. Right? That is elite game. As simple as that sound, that is elite game. And if you carry yourself like that, a lot of the bullshit that y'all be having, you wouldn't have if you carried your game and you kicked your game like that. You understand what I'm saying? You can't go wrong by making a woman earn her position in your life. So that's absolute facts. I ain't even got to go super in on that unless y'all have questions about that. If you got questions about that, let me know and I'll break it down a little bit further. Best to be honest and not waste your time. If I want more, what do you mean when you said what do you mean when you say that, Alfred? Alfred, best to be honest and not waste your time. What exactly are you talking about? And one and only, does that apply if you want a roster? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Does that apply if I want a roster? And Alfred Washington on Facebook, what do you mean? What do you mean? So I could yeah, even if she leave you, a lot of the times, and I talked about this years ago. A lot of the times when a woman leave you, what hurts so bad is because you got the short end of the stick. Right? You didn't really get no value out of it. You basically got exploited. And that hurts the soul and it hurts your ego. You know what I'm saying? But it wouldn't sting as much if she poured into that motherfucker too. If she gave you a lot of value, if you got value out of the situation, at least you walk away with something. You understand? Being direct, is it only for one night stands or like a F buddy? Yes, it is, but even then, and when I say be direct, I'm talking about telling a woman you want to smash straight out the gate. When I say be direct, because I'm pretty direct, right? But I'm talking about telling a woman you want to smash out the gate. Like if you don't, yes, right? But even then, even women who are got a little dog in them don't want to be objectified off the rip like that. If does that make sense? Because I'll go on a date with a woman. I'll pay for a date. I'll pay for a meal, but you're not gonna come up to me and be like, "Hey, you gonna finna take me on a date or not?" You're not gonna come up to me and do that because I don't want to even feel like I'm no trick. You see what I'm saying? And women have the same. A lot of women have the same mentality. Yeah, we could fuck and we can kick it, and I come through, but at least I don't want to feel like I'm being. You see? Does that make sense? Most guys who do the I ain't no trick, I want tricking, most of those guys will go on a date. Most of them guys will take care of a woman. I'm not saying that they'll cash app a woman, but most of them guys, if they see potential in a woman, most guys who think like that, me included, if they see potential, they'll help a woman out. They'll take a woman on dates and pay for dates and all that shit. But if a woman came up to him and be like, "Oh, first interaction, what is you gonna do? You gonna pay for my nails and hair and all that?" And they're gonna be like, "Man, go on, get up out of here." So women think the same as far as they get as their body go. A lot of women think the same. So it's not, I don't want to say tap dance and bullshit, but connect more with the person. Most people, it's the same in business. It's the same in business. There's very few people who are just going to buy your shit just because. They just buy shit. The majority of your audience or the majority of your customers going to come with you making connection with them, right? Very few people are just going to, when they see something, buy it. It's just business. Most people are just how we wire. And so that's what I'm saying. So that's why I put that in that category that way. So I'm only ranking the stuff that I have up here. So if y'all want, if y'all want me to do another one, because it's hundreds and hundreds of pieces of advice. Y'all want me to do another one, y'all write this stuff down and then send it to me. But I don't want to get sidetracked. Where was I at? Where was I at, guys? Oh yeah, women must earn you. So we already went through that. The next one. It's cheaper to keep her. Right? It's cheaper to keep her. And that's a common saying that you hear, especially older guys say. It's cheaper to keep her. We're gonna throw that away. We're gonna throw that away. That's trash. That's absolute trash. It's not cheaper to keep her, right? I personally would give up every dollar that I have for my peace. I would give it up every material thing that I have for my peace and my happiness and my mental health and my mental stability. I would give it all up. It's not cheaper to keep her. That means your soul for sale. That means your happiness for sale. That means your empire is for sale. That means your sanctuary and your mental, emotional well-being is for sale. That's not for sale. And I will give up every dollar that I have for that peace, because that's everything. And if I ain't where I need to be mentally and emotionally, then I can't operate at my optimal level. It's not cheaper to keep. It's cheaper to get rid of her and replace her for somebody who's going to, because who's going to pour into you and who's going to contribute and help you grow. Because that little bit you give her, you can get that back, especially if you got somebody in your life that's helping you. Peace of mind, health is way your health, because a person sitting there disrespectful, tearing you down, that stresses you out. That stress, that's going to stress you out, and that stress is going to affect your health. And health is wealth, for real. You understand? It's better to dwell. What's the Bible verse? Proverbs 21:19. Proverbs 21:19. It is better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and angry woman. You see what I'm saying? It is better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and angry woman. So yeah, it's not cheaper to keep her. Even the Bible, the ancient wisdom tell you that. So don't listen to them. You hear a lot of older dudes saying that. And the reason that they be saying that, to be honest, the reason that they be saying that is because older dudes, a lot of older guys, I'm talking about guys older, like older, my generation and older. A lot of those, shout out to Leo for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, brother. A lot of those dudes have a scarcity mindset, and they believe that the woman that they have is like they can't find another woman that's going to love them and tolerate them or put up with their shit, whatever the case may be. A lot of those dudes have a scarcity mindset. So, nah, it ain't cheaper to keep her. Don't listen to that. You give up every dollar. Your peace is and your health is worth way more than some woman dragging and tearing you down. So we throwing that away. That go in the trash for real, right? Y'all give me a second real quick. Hold on. Y'all make sure y'all like the video too. Y'all make sure y'all like the video. Y'all make sure y'all like the video. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell. That way you can get this good player-ish fresh out the press. See, it's coming back to me. I forgot last time I was trying to remember what I used to be saying, but it's coming back. Yeah, y'all hit that like button, subscribe, notification bell. That way you get that good player-ish fresh off the mother effing press. All right, we're gonna move on. What we gonna move on? We're gonna move on. What we got next? So the next, just be yourself. Have you guys heard that advice? Just be yourself. Just be yourself. That is elite level game, as simple as it sounds. And the crazy thing about it is the simple advice, the simple stuff is the elite stuff. Just be yourself. Now you hear all the time people tell you, that's bad advice, just being yourself, because if being yourself, that's why you are where you are now. That cowardly version of you that's scared to approach women and scared to get in the game and scared to do stuff, and that's not who you are. That's not who you are. Your soul was broken at some point in your life, or you weren't truly developed. What's in you, the fire in you, the dog in you wasn't developed, but it's in you, right? It's definitely in you. That's not who you are. You're not really a coward. That's your shattered ego. You're not really scared to approach women. That's your broken ego telling you, trying to preserve and trying to preserve you because it don't want you to feel bad. That's the representative. That's the weak representative. That's not who you are. It's not in you to be like that. You understand what I'm saying? So always be yourself. They tell you, oh, don't shout out to Joe Blast for the $5 super chat. Oh yeah, if you was yourself, then you was a nice guy and this and this and that. That's not who you are. That's a representative. People pleasing, that's not who you really are. Everybody got that dog in them. It just, most people either somewhere in childhood, it wasn't cultivated through neglect, or, your parents not cultivating it, or it was your spirit was broken through trauma from your parents' life, your circumstances, or whatever the case may be. But it's in all of us. You be yourself and you be the best version of yourself, because this is the thing. When you are faking the phone, number one, it's only so long fake thugs can pretend. I get a lot of guys that come to me saying, man, I got with my girl and everything was all good, and then I got complacent, and then she started pulling back. No, what really happened was you was faking the phone, right? And that good love, because love exposes a man. What really happened was you was faking the phone, and then she put that love on you. It exposed you for who you really are. It made you comfortable. And when you got comfortable, you got exposed. The real you came out, and she didn't want to feel like she got played. Who you really are came out, and she felt like this isn't what she signed up. Not that she necessarily don't like it, but this ain't what she signed up for, because you was presenting something else. I get a lot. That happens a lot. And that comes from guys being something who they naturally are, trying to attract a woman. And then you got to, like I say, it's only for so long fake thugs can pretend. You got to sit and you got to act, and you got to try to be something you're not to maintain a relationship with somebody. You see what I'm saying? And that gets tiring. So I want to always put your authentic self out there, your authentic self. Because truth be told, there's somebody who likes you. There's a lot of women who like exactly who you are. Even the bad part about you. There's a lot of women who will enjoy exactly who you are. Whether you quiet, introverted, I'm the most introverted person ever. It don't get more introverted than me. For real. Now, I know how to be social. I know how to have conversations. I know how to kick it and be charming and charismatic, but I don't like being around people. I don't like making new friends, none of that shit. I'm very introverted. I'm very quiet, and I'm very much to myself. I always been like that. Now I've always been on the scene and all that, but I'm an introverted person. And I'm going to be myself. I'm not going to sit and act like this social circle dude to try to appeal to me, appeal like I'm an extrovert. Or no, because I'm an attractive woman that's attracted to that. And then when I get in a relationship with this woman, I'm not going to be able to maintain that. And if I do, I'm going to be frustrated, and eventually it's going to blow up. You see what I'm saying? But whoever you are, there's going to be somebody who like you for whoever you are. All women are not the same. They the same, but they not. They all like different stuff. They all like different types of men and all type of shit. So be yourself. Yes, the thing is, y'all believe that just because somebody rejects you, you think that's a reflection of who you are. No, she just don't like you. And that's okay. She may like black dudes, or she may like extroverted dudes. You see what I'm saying? But the one over here may like a guy who's quiet and in the house and preserved. There's women who like flashy dudes, and there's women who, when you wear a chain, they like, nah, that's too much for me. There's women who like quiet men who stay to themselves, and there's women who like guys who are outgoing. There's women who like a guy to argue back and forth with them, and there's women who feel like you sassy if you do that. There's women who like a guy to be more vulnerable and open, and there's women who feel like they don't have the capacity to do that. Well, whoever you are, there's somebody who appreciates you for who you are. The key is going to find your tribe, going to find that woman and presenting yourself to that, and do you always. Just be yourself. That's the best advice. It's simple, but that's the best advice. It saves you a lot of bullshit, and there's no downside to being authentically who you are. Because the thing is, the people who get the most play are the people who put their authentic selves out there, because human beings tend to be drawn to authenticity. If you look at all the most famous people right now, or the people, right now in the social media space and the influencers, they all appear to be them authentic selves, whether they crazy, whether they whatever, they presenting themselves, flaws and all, and people are drawn to that. You see what I'm saying? People are drawn to that. Look at a lot of the influencers that's famous and popping. People are drawn to people who are authentic. And so if you put your authentic self out there, that's the key. Just be yourself. Be yourself with confidence, and you'll attract what you need to attract. You don't want to attract what's not for you. When you faking and you perpetrating a fraud and all that, you attract what's not for you. Because you don't like rejection, or you want some validation. And now you, again, in a relationship trying to keep up, trying to maintain being something you're not. That ain't the life you want to live. Don't listen to these nerds, man. Be who you are. I'm gonna be myself. You think I'm a high? If a woman asks me what I like to do on the first date, I'm gonna tell her I like to play video games. What the fuck am I hide that for? I like to play video games. But most of the time, if I ain't got nothing to do, that's what I'm gonna be doing. Especially now. You know what I'm saying? So what you like doing in your spare time? Playing video games? Or going to do this, or going to do whatever, or fishing, or whatever the case may be. I'm not gonna hide that. I don't give a fuck who don't like it. Do you like traveling? No. Because a lot of women, they want to, I don't like traveling. I hate traveling. I like the experience when I get there, but getting there and doing all that and plant that shit don't feel like it'd be worth it. Now I like, going to the United States. I like to see the country I'm from, but I don't have a desire to be in Japan and China and I don't have a desire to be over there. No, I don't like traveling because I don't like getting on planes. I don't like long ass plane rides. I don't like hotel shit and grin. I don't like that. It don't be worth it to me. And I'm going to say that. I'm not going to try to be something I'm not to try to appease some woman. She just ain't for me. Now, if I get with her, it's going to drain me trying to keep up with her. You see what I'm saying? So we're going to move on. We're going to move on. Where we at? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Do you have to learn how to be more social to get women? No, you don't need to be social to get women. You have to learn how to go talk to women, but you don't have to be a social butterfly to get women. You can be alone. I'm a loner. I'm introverted. You have to learn how to talk to women. So if you mean that social, yeah, you have to learn how to hold a conversation. But as far as being a social butterfly and having a social circle and all that, no, you don't need that, bro. You don't need that at all. Where we at? I'm trying to find this thing so small. Y'all make sure y'all like the video. Y'all make sure y'all like the video. Women, how many of you guys have heard women get turned on by you having other women? Have you guys heard that? Women get turned on by you having other women. Let's break that down. That's weak game, fellas. That's weak game. That's going to hurt you more than it help you. That's going to hurt you more than it help you. That is going to hurt you more than it helps you. Now, again, you got the situational, which can go either way, which was, what was the situational one? One of the situational ones was tell women you just want to smash in the beginning. That can go either way for you. That's a 50-50. But a lot of people would say, well, some women get turned on by you having other women. Most women don't get turned on by that. Most women don't get turned on by that. What happens is people will compete for attention or resources or whatever the case. But being aroused by you having other women, that's not, most women are not going to be aroused or excited by that. And that's only going to hurt you, especially if a woman is, is something serious or it has the potential to be something serious. Women are extremely territorial, man. Don't let them lie to you. Women are extremely territorial, especially in a space in society where times are hard. Women are extremely territorial for their resources, their emotional security, whatever. Why would some woman invest into you and be okay with her investment, her time, and her energy being on the market for somebody to come take what she's worked for? And people like to be like, oh, women are emotional. That's emotionally and logically. It doesn't make sense emotionally. It don't make sense logically. Most women are not going to be okay. I'm talking about women who are serious about you, are not going to be okay with you having another woman. Now, there's certain instances where a woman will suck it harder and go overboard to carve out a area in your life, but it's not an arousal thing. It's not a turned on thing. It's a competition thing. It's a competition thing. It's not that they like it. They settle for it if the value is there. They'll push through and try to, generally, I'm talking about if it's some serious shit. They'll compete to a certain extent. But a lot of the times, a lot of women will even like not fuck with you. Like, let's say you and a woman dating and shit getting serious or whatever the case may be. And, she's in the mood or whatever the case may be. And she see the remnants of another woman. That woman may not cut you off right then and there, but I guarantee you it'll turn that woman off. I've experienced that several times. I've experienced it several times. I've also experienced where a woman will see something like that and then get into competition mode. But from my experience and the experience of coaching men, from my experience and the experience of coaching hundreds and thousands of men, is the women who would go into competition mode, those women are typically very, very, very egotistical, and they don't tend to be good people. They don't tend to be good partners because it's all about ego. And this is facts. You see what I'm saying? So the ones who responded like, I don't want to be in a love triangle. I don't want to, jeopardize my health, and why you fucking somebody else and fucking those type of women who have those type of boundaries, or those tend to be better partners. They tend to be more easier to get it. They tend to be better people, to be honest. I semi-agree, Dre, but your woman needs to see that other women are attracted to you. Your woman knows that if your woman knows that other women are attracted to you, she knows that. Y'all think this is what I'm saying. Y'all think women live in this bubble and they don't see, like, if a woman see you and she's attracted to you, she knows other women are attracted to you, because this is the way that women think. And this how I know a lot of y'all never had a woman who really, 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 really likes you. Women project a lot. They project a lot. And so women think other people see you the way they see you. They think other women see you the way that they see you. So if they all googly-eyed about you, most feminine generally, that's how they think. If they all googly-eyed at you and they get wet when they see you and you they perfect type, they think all women think like that about you. That's just how they rationalize it. And this facts. Anybody who has really, 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 really dealt with women and been in a real relationship with women, am I lying? Am I lying? When a woman see you a certain type of way, she project that and she think everybody look at you like that. So when guys say, oh, a woman need to see that you get in other women and all that only work for like certain type of bitches in certain type of scenarios. Generally speaking, when a woman see you, she think everybody look at you like that. That's why they get territorial. She think the waiter, when you just joking with the fat waiter or the waiter that you ain't your type, when you joking or saying you're welcome or whatever the case may be, she think that woman getting wet how she get wet when she see you. And that don't be the case, because that woman may not be attracted to you, but she don't rationalize it like that. You see what I'm saying? When you nice to a woman and y'all out and a woman say, oh, you hold the door for a woman and the woman smile and say, thank you. And you say, oh, you're welcome. Your girl, if she really like you, in her mind, she thinking, damn, he just made her wet. Like how I get wet about him. That's how they see it. So I'm saying that to say, women you don't have to go out and have a whole bunch of women on your arms to do that. If you're attractive to her, she believes you're attractive to other women. Facts. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, like I said, which one is that? Like I got sidetracked. Women get turned on by you having, so women don't get turned on, right? And women who will deal with you while you deal with other women generally don't really like you like that, and they're there for the value. But human beings, mammals, animals, humans, men and women are extremely territorial. Women just tolerate a lot. And y'all think that if somebody tolerates something, they like it, right? Y'all think, oh, because a woman tolerate a asshole, right? Just because a woman tolerate an asshole, or a woman tolerate abuse, or a woman tolerate a dude that's cheating, to y'all that means that they like it. No, they just settle for that, because whatever positive the guy brings to them outweighs the bullshit. You understand? So like and settle for, or turned on and settle for, or deal with is not the same thing. So no, women don't get turned on by you having other women. And no, women don't need to see you, other women liking you. Now, if women see other women liking you and they see other women lusting for you, yes, that does something for them emotionally. Yes, it does. I'm not saying that. But they don't need to see it, meaning if you're in a relationship, you don't need to go out disrespecting your girl for her to act right. That's some other, I may do that in part too. You don't have to flirt with women for your girl to act. You don't have to do that. Again, women project, and they think other women see you the way that they see you. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Let me get a number one in the chat if y'all picking up what I'm putting down. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Real quick before we move on, guys, get on the wait list for Seduction Mastery. Seduction Mastery drops December 10th. If y'all think this fire game, I'm telling you, we're gonna do 5 live workshops, 5 game workshops with some of the best in the industry coming to teach on all aspects of the game. Gonna get Attraction 101, how to make a woman fall in love with you, how to imprint on a woman, which is brand new, Seduction Mastery, Dating and Escalation Mastery, how to vet women properly. And you're going to get 12 coaching sessions with me and access to the private community. So make sure y'all get on the chat. Make sure y'all type in the chat, not type in the chat. Click the link that's in the chat. Click the link that's on I'm going to post it again in the chat on Facebook. I'm going to post it again on YouTube. Click that link. Get on the wait list right now. And if you're listening to the playback, go in the description and click the link and get on the wait list. Seduction Mastery 2025. Let's get it. Now, where we at? Y'all feeling the game so far? Y'all feeling the game so far? Now, a man should never fall in love with a woman. Have you guys heard that? A man should never fall in love with a woman. That's solid game. That's solid game. And I say that because the reason why I don't put it at elite game, right? Because you can fall in love with a woman, right? You can fall in love with a woman and still maintain your quote unquote frame, or you can still maintain yourself. You can experience the best that life has to offer, which is love and being in love, and still stand on your square, and you can still be a man. Just because you fall in love don't mean you're going to allow yourself to be disrespected or let a woman get away with. That don't mean that guys who say that typically fear losing control when they're in love. They feel that they'll lose control, right? I don't want to say that they're weak or whatever, but they feel that they'll lose control, right? But the reason I put it at solid game, because you can create, and I generally teach this. I generally teach that men shouldn't fall in love, right? But and I say, and I teach it that way because I'm teaching to the average man. And if I say, yeah, you can, most of y'all ain't, but the reason I put it at solid game is because you can love a woman, you can care for a woman, you can provide all of it, and you can do that, and you could sustain a long relationship without being in love. You can do that. And I've seen it happen. I've seen men carry 30 and 40-year marriages and 50-year marriages, and they were never, quote unquote, in love. The woman was in love with them, and they steered the ship. They rose above their emotions, and they stayed solid, and, they loved the woman, they cared for the woman, they provided for the woman, but they was, so you can get by doing that, and that's solid game. So if you never fall in love with a woman, but if you love that woman, if you care for that woman, if you make sure that woman's straight, she a good woman that appreciate that type of shit, you can get by in life like that. So that's solid game. Not only did seduction mastery get me what I wanted, it helped me understand who I am better in the dating context and identify what better suited me, for sure. Yeah, seduction mastery gonna definitely do that for you. It's definitely gonna do that. I say don't fall in love, but rather fall in respect. Now, respect is a must, brother. So yeah, that's solid game. A man should never fall in love. You want to, because I'm not going to say that you a sucker or you weak if you can't. A lot of people have to, a lot of men have to, a lot of men can't operate when they're in their emotions, or they can't operate in an emotional space. And that's being fair. I can't say that there's something wrong with that, because there was a point in time I couldn't. But I've grown and got to a point in my life to where I don't make decisions emotionally or nothing like that, but I want to enjoy life, and I'm not scared of, enjoying life. I'm not scared of being disappointed. I'm not scared of being hurt. I want to enjoy what life have to offer, and I'm not going to sacrifice that in fear of being hurt or in fear of being disappointed. I don't want to not experience the great things about life. Fear is not going to stop me personally from doing it, and I'm a man at the end of the day. I can control myself. I'm not going to, I don't care how much I love, how much I am in love with a woman, or how much I love a woman. She's not going to be able to disrespect me, violate me, cheat on me, nothing, because I'm a man at the end of the day. That stand for something. I have boundaries and a code, and no amount of in love or love is going to make me compromise any of that, But again, a lot of that comes from fear of losing control, fear of being hurt, fear of being, disappointed, fear of being played, fear of being exploited. I don't fear those things anymore like I used to. But there's nothing wrong if you fear them, if you don't want to experience that disappointment or pain or whatever. If you want to operate in a way that you don't have to experience those things, there's nothing wrong with you. But there's nothing wrong with me, because I'm not scared of it. I'm not scared of that shit, because I realize that emotions, are just that, and feelings and pain and disappointment fades. I realize that now, but I was terrified of that at once. Once upon a time, I used to be terrified of those things, but when you get to things happen in your life, and you get to a space to where you just, I want to experience the things that life have to offer, the best things or the best parts of life. And that's connecting genuinely with other people, namely relationships and stuff like that. I want to experience that. And so if I have to sacrifice or have to risk being disappointed, then so be it. You know, so be it. So if I get disappointed, okay, cool. I move on and I find somebody else. And I also realized that there's no woman that can ever break me like I thought. There's no woman that can ever break me because I built me. A woman can't break me. Love or a woman's lack of love don't define who I am. A woman loving me don't define who I am. A woman disappointing me or cheating or loving or none of that shit defines who I am, or none of that has any bearing on what I do or how I feel about myself, whether it's positive or negative. Nothing a woman do or say has any bearing or any influence about how I feel about myself as a man. And so when you get to that point, like, you're not scared of what comes with being in love or being disappointed or hurt. I'm not scared of none of that shit. Again, I used to be terrified of it. But yeah. What was that? That was a man should never fall in love. Now we're gonna do it's best to wait on choosing signals. It's best to wait on choosing signals. Now I struggled with this one on where to exactly put this, but I'm gonna put this one in. I'm gonna put this one in weak game. That's weak game. It's best to wait on choosing signals. It's not best to wait on choosing signals. It's best to go after what you want in life as a man. If you see a woman and you like her, it's best to go after that. Go after that woman. Go holler at that woman. You understand what I'm saying? Now, the average man, if you depend on a woman showing you choosing signals for play, if you depend on that to get your women, you're going to be out of luck, because it don't happen as often as these guys make it seem like it happened for the average man. Now, if you have a lot of status and you put yourself in certain scenarios, you get chose on a lot. If you're an oddity, people will choose on you, or I don't even want to say choose on you, but you'll get a lot of attention being an oddity, right? Or if you are the top dog in a certain arena. So if you're in the club and you got throwing money in the air, you're going to get chosen on by whores. The sluts and the hoes going to be choosing if you in the club and you throwing money, right? If you got the tables and you in there balling, right? If you 7 foot tall, you're going to get a lot of attention, right? So if you, we talking about oddities. We're not talking, most people in the club ain't ballers. Most people ain't 6'8". Most people ain't 6'5". Most people don't have Bentleys. We're talking about for the average man, you're not going to get enough. Choosing signals ain't going to be able to sustain you, my brother, especially if you're trying to get your numbers up. You got to go for what you want. And that's just facts. Most people are average. Most men are average, right? Most of y'all are average. You cannot depend on a woman choosing you, because like I said last week, choosing signals is a what? Or a whore's game. Typically, especially if it's done in a way to where it's sexually if it's like obvious. And she makes it be known, staring at you and, licking her lips or whatever the case may be, enticing you sexually, that's a whore's game. That's number one. And when a woman do that, it's reserved for not no average dude. That's number one. Unless you just her type, like if you really, 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 really her type, right? But typically, like I say, a woman, the women that y'all say that y'all want to marry and the women that y'all say that y'all want to wife, they're not going to put themselves in a position to be sexually objectified by a stranger. They don't want to be sexualized by a stranger. Good, decent women don't like that. So I'm not saying that she won't come do a double take and act like she wasn't, or come strike up a random conversation, which most women won't do anyway because they're terrified of rejection as well. But, you know, good women, again, are not going to put themselves, they're not going to sexualize themselves in front of a stranger. Only a certain type of woman is going to do that. So that's number one. So if it does happen, it's not going to happen often. You're not going to be able to sustain yourself. I do wait on choosing signals. I personally found that ignoring women for a while makes them respect you and cherish your attention more when you act like you finally notice them. They already get attention from most men, so you stand out by ignoring her. Somebody send me that. I'll do another breakdown on that. That's somewhat true. That's somewhat true in a social circle setting. That's somewhat true in a social circle setting. So, like, let's say at work, whereas you're going and you're seeing a woman all the time, you're seeing that same woman all the time, or at a party, or when it's, you know, when it's something like that. That's generally true. When you act inconspicuous and you act low key again, it intrigues a certain type of woman. It does intrigue certain women. So that's true somewhat. But we talking about out and about, or going to the gym, or whatever the case may be. Most dudes ain't getting choosing signals. I just hit the Cash App, had to pass the collection plate. I appreciate you, my brother. I appreciate you. I didn't have King Dre, your content changed my life. I never had an issue with women, but the life shit, for sure. I appreciate it. I ain't had no relationships with my mom or pops, was raised by my granny. She gave me honor, integrity, and code, but she couldn't help me navigate this shit out here. I appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate that for blessing that Cash App. I for sure appreciate that. I for sure appreciate that. What was I saying, y'all? Appreciate the 20, bro. Appreciate that. What was I saying? Could somebody tell me what I was saying? What was I just saying before I yeah, so I was explaining the whole, you know, how so certain situations being, you know, in the cut and being mysterious works, but generally speaking, you know, going, you know, you walking in the street, or going in the restaurant, getting some food or whatever, kind of like, let's say you go to a restaurant and you sit at the bar. Ignoring a woman ain't gonna like make her want to chase you. That doesn't work like that. That's what women who already know you, or women who would familiar with you, and they're in your space a lot. But then they wonder, like, why is he not talking to me? Everybody else sweat me. So, but generally speaking, when I'm talking about waiting on choosing signals, I'm talking about just every day you see a woman at the gas pump. You ignoring that woman don't mean nothing to her. Does that make sense? You ignoring, you in the grocery store line, and you getting your groceries. Says there's a woman on another aisle and she getting her groceries, or there's a woman behind you and she getting her groceries, and this is your opportunity to holler at her. You ignoring her is not gonna make her like, oh man, I wish it don't work like that. And even if she did wish you would have hollered at her, you probably ain't gonna never see her again. You see what I'm saying? She probably ain't gonna even remember you in an hour. So you gotta go for what you know. So that's what I'm saying, Zeno. So when you see something and you like it, go for what you like, because most women ain't gonna choose on you for an average dude. It's just not gonna happen. If you, especially if you're trying to get your numbers up, most guys are not gonna get chose on like that. You know, again, that's from people who are exceptional, meaning you put the work in to stand out with your appearance, or you were born with height. If you're an oddity, your height, or, you know, you walking on a beach and you just chiseled with 12-pack abs and you chiseled, you get attention. You know, if you're 6'8", you get a lot of attention. Or if you're 7 foot, you get a lot of attention. If you 4'7", you're gonna get a lot of attention. If you 700 pounds, you're gonna get a lot of attention. If you in a Bentley, you're gonna get a lot of attention, because those things stand out. So you will get a lot of attention, and some of those people will choose on you because you stand out. But generally speaking, most dudes, they don't experience that. So Waiting on choosing signals, that's weak game. People who tell you, oh, just wait on choosing signals, that's weak game. That's dudes, they just be scared to approach women. They just be scared to approach women. Where we at now? I got like 4 monitors. This shit driving me crazy. The more you pull back, the more she chases. Have anybody heard that? Has anybody heard the more you pull back, the more she chases? Y'all ever heard that? The more she pulls back, the more you pull back, the more she chases. I'm going to go with meh on that. That can go either way. That can go either way. And that now, first and foremost, let me preface this by saying the woman have to like kind of have some type of attachment to you. That can go either way though. But that generally that works. Shout out to Londonish for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you, my brother. That works. That works, but it can backfire. Situational. It works, but it can backfire, right? Because you got some women who don't play that. Smart women, they don't play that. Like all that pulling away shit. Or women who got a lot of options, they don't play that. Now, generally, and that's like in the beginning. Now, it'll work 99% of the time if you're in a situation with a woman who's really attached to you. But it's not going to continue. It's not going to work all the time. Like it's not going to keep working and working and working. But it when you pull away, it does. They'll come after you, trying to see what's up. Good women, bad women, egotistical women. But you know, women typically don't have shame in their game as far as like, especially when they like somebody, about like being quote unquote pick-me-ish and simpy and chasing and going. Women don't have no shame in their game, because to us it's not annoying like it is to them. Like it's not like a woman like popping up and calling you 1,000 times. I mean, it may be annoying, but or begging to talk to you, like that's not like a strike. Like that for us, that's not like a deal breaker. Whereas you beg a woman to talk to her, she'd probably be turned off forever. You see what I'm saying? So it does work in a sense to where, let's say you're in a relationship, right, with a woman, and you know, you pull back, she gonna come chasing after you for sure. You know, you get distance, she gonna come chasing after you, trying to see what's up. But I don't want to say, because I don't want you guys to think that that's a viable strategy that you took, because it's going, after a while it's not going, you know what I'm saying? Like it starts to be like you playing games. Like you don't want a person to get to you don't want a woman to look at you like you playing games, and you manipulative, or you the type of nigga that play games, because you're not gonna be, number one, it's gonna make you look weak and like a sucker, and number two, you're not gonna be able to play emotional games better than they can play emotional games. But it does work. When you pull away, they're gonna chase you. That works. It works very well. But I don't teach that because, again, now I did say like weak game will backfire, right? Most of the time, weak game will backfire. But I didn't put it in that category because if you use it sparingly, it's not gonna backfire. And again, the woman have to like you and she have to be attached to you. But trying to pull away from a woman you just met, women don't give a fuck about that. And again, you do got some women who now, especially nowadays, where women are getting more smart, and there's more women, there's more female versions of me that's teaching women the games that a lot of men be playing. Because I'm not teaching you to play no games. I don't think you should pull away to emotionally manipulate nobody. I don't think you should do that. But this was highly requested, so I'm talking about it. But I'm saying there's female versions of me, how I teach y'all how to not be played and to control your emotions. And, you know, there's women that's like me for women, and they teach them this, that men do this type of stuff. And a lot of women are smart and they don't tolerate that type of shit. So it's not going to work for everybody, but it works well enough to be situational. Now, that same woman who I'm saying that's, you know, smart, if she in love enough, it'll work. So that's why I go in that category. It will work. But don't ever try to emotionally manipulate people. Don't be a straight up solid dude and you'll be respected like a straight up solid dude. You understand? When you kick your game solid and genuine and authentic and straight and raw without emotional manipulation, women will respect you 10 times, 100 times. But when a woman see that you trying to emotionally manipulate her, if she see that in you, she gonna lose respect for you, right? And if she stay around, she gonna show you how to do it, and you're not gonna beat no woman at being emotionally manipulative. You're not. So don't play that game. But this was very highly requested, so I put it up there. Now, looks are the most important aspect to getting women. That's trash. That's trash. Because if that was the case, a lot of y'all wouldn't be born. Because I know everybody daddy in here ain't no stud. Am I right or am I right? What your daddy look like, my guy? Your daddy more than likely wasn't no stud. All right. So looks are not the most important aspect of getting game. Women have 5 senses and they're sensitive to all of them. So if you don't, if you don't pass the looks department, you can get them here, you can get them here, you can get them with the taste, you can get them with the feel, you can get them with the brain, because her woman's real pussy is her brain. You see what I'm saying? So looks really mean nothing when it comes to getting women, because I know guys is 1,000 ways to skin a cat, and looks is just one of them, and it's one of the least important ways that you can get women. Now, that's not saying that you can have bad hygiene and you can be stinky and bummy. No, that's not what I'm saying. You at least have to be presentable. And if you're presentable, even if you ain't presentable, somebody gonna like you anyway. Somebody will give you something anyway, for sure. But just generally speaking, you want to be presentable. But the way your face is structured, that shit don't matter, because the women, for 1,000 women that don't like it, there's 2,000 that do like it and that think you are just, oh my God, gorgeous. And there's 10,000 who don't give a goddamn about your eyes. Okay? That'll give you some play. Looks don't mean really anything as far as the game go. Again, go look at your daddy. I'm pretty sure your daddy ain't no honk or no stud. Ask your mama what she saw in him, man. I guarantee you it wasn't looks. All right. So most guys are not heartthrob model type dude. Most guys don't look like that. And again, there's billions of people populating the earth, So we're gonna throw that advice all the way in the trash can. We're throwing that all the way away. Oh yeah. A woman's past predicts her future. That's solid game. That's solid game. It's a couple holes in that, right? And it ain't even a couple holes in there, but there's some, it can be nuanced in a way to say, people can change, right? People do change. People can change. Generally, most people don't, right? Generally, most people don't, but adopting the game or the mentality that a woman's past predicts her future, that's solid. You're not going to lose thinking like that. There's very little upside thinking like that. You see what I'm saying? Now, you can typically, I don't want to say typically, But if you're not careful, you don't want to give off a judgmental disposition. Typically, when people think like that, they appear to be judgmental, and when you appear to be judgmental, you don't get the best of a woman. You don't get the best that a woman has to offer because women want to be free without being judged. So when you think like that, or a lot of the times when people adopt that mindset, it radiates and they project it outward. And it's okay to have that mindset, but you know, you judge quietly, basically. Judge quietly. You'll never be able to get a woman at her optimal, full, free self. And most guys don't even know what that looked like in a woman. To be honest, most women give you a representative, right? Most of y'all have dealt with the representative of a woman, but the joy of having a free, soft, feminine, just free flowing woman, most guys won't experience that. And it's not because of, that they can't. It's just because they don't know how to cultivate that in a woman. And a lot of guys shoot themselves in the foot is because they appear to be judgmental. And women don't like judgmental men who, when they feel like they're going to be judged or criticized for living a certain type of way or doing certain things or saying certain things. Now, you should be judgmental because you make smart decisions, but judge quietly, bro. That's the game. You're supposed to judge quietly, judge and hear and act accordingly. But women don't want to be judged. And even if a woman, let's say if there's a woman who don't got nothing to hide, who don't got a squeaky clean past or whatever the case may be, just for the simple fact that she knows you're the judgmental type, she'll always clam up around you. Like you'll never get the best her. You'll never get the authentic version of her. She'll just give you the representative to, whatever. And a lot of women settle for that for the rest of their life. Then they be unhappy and all type of shit because they can't be themselves in the relationship. You see what I'm saying? But you don't want to, like I said, you don't want to come off judgmental. You don't want to come off judgmental. You want a woman to open up and be free. That way you can see who she really is so you can make a sound decision, my guy. And again, when you have the mentality of a woman's past predicts her future, which is, again, it's just a solid mentality, typically that you project that outward and keep that inside and make sound judgments. You want a woman to open up fully and be who she truly is so you can make a sound decision and deal with her accordingly. But most women give you the representative and you'll never see the real her. Even if you marry her, you'll never see it. But who a woman it was is, 60, 70% of the, that's too high. 50% of the time is who they going to be. Now, again, people do change, people grow, people mature, but having that mentality ain't going to do you wrong. Having that mentality ain't going to do you wrong. Having the mentality of judge people for their past or they past predict the future, that ain't going to do you wrong. Companies do it. The rent office do it. It's a good safeguard. You have more. You're not losing much by thinking like that. But again, you run the risk of being, projecting that judgmental spirit, and that's going to slow you down as far as making sound decisions when you're trying to vet women or choose the right woman or even experiencing a woman and experiencing the best a woman have to offer as far as her natural, feminine, soft, free self. So, you want to be able to judge and see a woman for who she is so you can make a sound decision. And you also want to experience the best that a woman has to offer, and again, being judgmental or projecting that judgmental spirit outward will hinder you from that 100% of the time. So y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Never move into a woman's spot. Never move into a woman's spot. Never move into a woman's crib. We're going to go elite game. We're going to go elite game and elite advice. You cannot go wrong by having your own shit. Always have your own shit. Always have your own shit. Always have your own shit. The minute it go wrong, you can get your ass out. You can. I ain't seen it not go like that yet. I'm talking about friends, me, family, guys I coached on the internet. I ain't seen it. White, black. The minute it motherfucker feel like whatever, you get your ass out, and you don't want to be being treated like that. I ain't seen it not go like that. You have an issue, you got to go stay outside. You got to go stay in a hotel. Nah. Women, man, and I hate to even make it seem like this some generalizing shit, but I haven't seen different. I ain't seen different. Women tend to get a little bit more spunky and a little bit more dominant when you in their space, for sure. And that's not to say that all women will treat you bad. I'm not saying that, but the women get a little bit more, they get a little bit more spunky at the mouth, even if it's subtle, even if it's, being a little more assertive than they normally are, and they rub you the wrong way, or, but women, it get a little different when you move into their space. But you should never, always have your own shit as a man. You know what I'm saying? Always strive to get your own shit as a man. You coming in, growing up, and you coming into adulthood, your priority is to get you a stable income, get you some transportation, and get you somewhere to lay your head. I don't give a fuck if it's a studio apartment. Get that and take pride in that. You see what I'm saying? Don't move in with no woman. Don't move into no woman's spot, bro, because I'm telling you, it ain't gonna be good. I will say, but I don't even want to say this, bro, because y'all gonna take this to everybody think they P and everybody think they the exception. But I just got to, because I know there's some P's listening, and I don't mean pimps. I mean guys with like player mentality, or guys who's solid and they strong. If you know that this is just a means to an end, and it's very, very temporary, and you got to stack some bread for a couple months, cool. But most of y'all ain't like that. So generally speaking, don't do it. Get your own shit, because women, they just treat you different. Not that they treat you bad, not that they won't love you and be submissive to you, none of that. But it's a different ballgame, especially when it starts to become the conflict come. When there's conflict. And let me say this. Most women, generally women like you to be thriving in your own shit as a man. They want to see you in your element, thriving, doing your own thing, standing on your 2 feet. Generally speaking, women admire that in men. Any woman who's trying to get you to come out of your element, come out of your domain, come out of your sanctuary that you built, come out of your kingdom, and to come into hers and to move into hers, something ain't right. That ain't the woman. That woman she trying to get you. That woman trying to get you and drain you. Women generally respect and admire men who've built their thing, regardless if it's a studio apartment or 1-bedroom apartment or house or whatever. Women like to see men thriving in their element that they've built. That turns them on. They respect and admire that. And any woman trying to take you out of that and not trying to come into your space or coexist in your space, if she's trying to take you out of that space to go into her space, she don't got good intentions, or she don't have good intentions. The woman that's trying to take you out of that don't have good intentions. I promise you that. So, especially too, and if you ever do find yourself having to move in with a woman temporarily, make sure you contribute, and make sure you contribute greatly. Make sure you contribute. I will say that if you ever do have to do it, make sure you contributing, and make sure that you are an asset instead of a liability. Me, if I ever had to go live with a woman, if I ever had to, that woman would pretty much have to do nothing. You see what I'm saying? And I would take a load off financially, but she would have to do, she'd just have to come home. You know, if she work or whatever, she just have to come home. Let's say she got a job and she work all day, and I'm an entrepreneur and I'm at the crib trying to build myself. She would literally have to do nothing when she got home. I make sure all that was done. I would be an asset. A lot of y'all move into a woman's spot, or y'all move in with a woman and you become a liability. As a man, and it's just life game, as a man, every arena you go into, every situation you go into, every business deal, every relationship you go to, you get into, you want to make sure that you being an asset and not a liability, because people are going to start treating you like a liability. And a lot of the times when y'all move into a women's spot, you become a liability. So I just say that. But that's that. Where we going to go now? I already did that. We're going to go. Women date up and they go for the best male possible, which is AKA hypergamy. We're going to throw that in week game. That's going in week game. Women date up and they date the best male possible, which is what they consider hypergamy. We're going to go there because that's generally untrue. Again, go look at your dad. You see what I'm saying? Women, yes, women want men who are confident. They want men who are smart. And not necessarily, because I hear people say, oh, they want men who are smarter than them, or women who are, or men who are whatever, and they're more stronger than them. Cool, but women just want a man who's confident and who's smart and intelligent, and that can, some women like a man that can teach them some shit. But guys think women date up. Women date where they needs them at. The guys who women give their all to are the guys who meet the needs, are the guys who meet and fill the voids or fulfill the desires and the fantasies. That's where women date at, and that's where women go to at. They may settle up, well, I just want a beta male provider. And of course, they don't say beta male provider. And so they say, I'm going to get with a guy who can take care of me, so I don't have to worry. But women give their all to the guys who can meet the need, fulfill the desire, fulfill the fantasy, right? Or at least the guy who appears to be the guy that can do that, the guy who positions himself. And this is just facts. This is where women go. They go with the guy who can fulfill those voids. That's where women date at. That's where women go. And that's where women give their all to. You wouldn't argue that social media has changed that? No, I would not. No, social media has not changed that. That's where women go to. Now, does that say women don't like guys who got money? Yes, everybody like money. We all want rich friends. We all want people who's successful. We want to be around success. We want to have great experiences. That's a given. We're not talking about that. That's a given. Men, women, I want rich friends. Don't you want rich friends and be around? And yes, we all want that. We all want to live comfortably and not struggle. That's a given. We're not talking about that. But most guys think that women want the better guy because they think that the guy that their bitch monkey branch to, quote unquote, was better than them. But we've seen time and time again, Tom Brady's wife messing with the personal trainer, and Jada Pinkett messing with a C-list singer, and the woman in the mansion is messing with the pool guy, and what's the lady's name? We've seen it time and time again, where women show you where they want to be at. We've seen this time and time again. Time and time again. If a woman could have the best love, romantic love, emotional experience over being in a mansion, most of them will pick the best love, emotional. And I'm talking about generally. I'm not talking about a voidless, empty inside, soulless whore, gold digger. I'm not talking about that. Or prostitute. I'm not talking about prostitutes and gold diggers. I'm talking about the average woman will take romance over money any day. They'll take romance over muscles any day. So guys think that because in high school their girl cheated on them or left them from the jock that had muscles, it wasn't because the jock had muscles. That nigga just had more game than you. He was more confident than you. He had more game, and he made her feel better than you could make her feel, right? And this is not no all women monkey branch, all women cheat or no shit like that. But again, women typically go where their needs are met, bro. It just is what it is. Now, do they settle up if they can, if they could, if the opportunity presents itself? Of course. Who don't want to live comfortably? But we're talking about where they go, where their mind go, where their soul go, where their panties go. They go to where their needs met. And the guy who can position themselves to fulfill, again, needs, voids, desires, fantasies, that type of shit. That's where they go. So I'm not going to say that it's trash game, because it don't hurt you to be elite in body and money and status. It don't hurt you in looks. It don't hurt you to be elite. But what happens is guys have heard that and they've made the game all about that. And so you have a lot of these, and I've coached these guys that have all of this quote unquote elite physical stuff, the car, the career, the money, and they still can't keep a bitch to save their life. They still can't keep a woman to save their life. And the women that do get, they taking advantage of them and shit. I've seen this my whole life, and I've seen it time and time again coaching. So having that type of mentality, you begin to think and believe that that's what you need to get women, and that's not what you need. Go to your downtown or your local area to where you see homeless people. More than likely, it's a couple. And a lot of the times, all that woman had to do is clean herself up, and she ain't got to be down there with that dude. So what does that tell you? So I'm not saying that having looks or status or money don't make it easier, or I'm not saying that it's not an attractor, right? But attraction don't really mean nothing if, ain't no game behind it. Don't mean nothing. And people lose their women to lesser men all day. Don't y'all hear the stories? Don't y'all email me? Because on the same hand, they say, on one hand, they say, oh, women are hypergamous, they date up. And on the other hand, they say, women will date you, women will leave you for a loser. So which one is it, right? Ain't they leaving you for losers? What's the truth is, they leaving them for quote unquote losers, right? What is it? Let me know. Yeah, look at Krishan and Blueface. I can just get it time and time again, where everybody got a story. If they see a woman leave a guy that's good on paper for somebody that was not as good on paper and what would be considered a loser. Every man has that story. Every man has that story, and every man has seen that story, whether it was their friends, their associates, they've seen it time and time and time again. Every single man has seen that story and experienced it, where a woman left them or another guy that was good on paper, that was better on paper than the guy that they left for, or what would be considered a loser. So if that's the case, how are women hypergamous? You understand what I'm saying? Women settle up. All right. They don't settle down. They try to settle up. So that's some game. So I can't throw it in the trash game. But yeah. Now where we at now? Don't give a woman validation. She must chase your validation. We're gonna put that in trash game. That's trash game. It's not solid game. That's trash game. That's the most trashiest game ever. Y'all really think that some broad care about whether you validate her or not? Y'all really think that? Y'all think that women care because you call them pretty or not? Y'all really believe, especially these days, y'all really believe that women are hanging on to your validation and trying to get it? Come on, bro. Let's be real. That shit died in 2003 when fucking Black Planet and MySpace got popular. That shit died in high school, bro. That shit don't nobody give a damn about that. Your validation. Just don't care about because you call her pretty now. A woman who's in a relationship with you and loves you, and this, yes, she cares about you. She cares about how you feel about her. But the woman that you just met and you finna go on a date with, that bitch don't give a fuck if you think she pretty or not. If you think she don't care about you, bro. Now, I'm not saying, he say compliments go a long way. Compliments do go a long way. I'm not saying that, a lot of women don't appreciate compliments. But you not giving it to her, you think she give a fuck about you? You think she care about that? Let's be real. Somebody let me know in the chat if you really think about it. A woman who just met and you are getting to know you, you think you refraining from expressing yourself and letting her know how sexy she is, or letting her know. You think she care about that? You think that has any bearing on her self-esteem or not? You think they care about you and how you feel about them? And we talking about in the beginning. You out of your mind if you think so. If you played the no validation game and you end up fucking a woman, it wasn't because you didn't give her validation. It was because you made your move and she liked you. I could trust me. It wasn't because, oh, he didn't give me validation. Now, you have people and you have women who are emotionally dependent on other people, or you have people who are emotionally dependent on sexual attention. And you have people who are like that, right? They gonna get it one way or the other, with or without you, my brother. They don't give a fuck about you like that. A woman who's an attention whore, right? Who show her titties on the internet. You think if you don't tell her she look good on a date, you think she ain't gonna post that same fucking shit and get 100 dudes tell her she look good? You think she ain't gonna do that? You understand? So y'all gotta stop playing. You'll get more out of a woman, quote unquote, validating her and being, you get more out of a woman expressing validating her, quote unquote, and expressing your desire. You will get way more out of a woman by doing that. You're less likely to end up in the friend zone. You're less likely to be categorized as a boyfriend. Stop worried about if validating a woman or not. That shit is that that shit corny. Now, if you get yourself into a relationship and it's a committed relationship or a situationship or whatever, yes, the woman that you with, typically, if she is loyal and she doesn't entertain other men, yes, she wants to feel seen and heard and validated by you. Absolutely, of course. Yes. But let me show you what these goofy niggas do. They take this no validation shit and they apply it to those type of relationships. And you know what happens? You know what happens? The woman shut down because the woman reaches out and does things and displays things and expresses herself in a way to where she's looking for the validation from the man or the partner. And these goofy niggas, these goofy guys, what they do is they don't give it because they heard you don't validate women or you shouldn't validate a woman, right? You got to make her chase that. And so what happens is the woman stops because she's reaching out to you for something and she's not getting anything from you. So you're almost pretty much useless, right? Especially if you're not taking care of her any other way. So you're pretty much useless. So she stops because, one, you're useless, and it's disappointing to reach out for love or reach out for care and you get ignored. It's disappointing. It don't feel good. So they stop. And you know what these goofy niggas do? They hit me up and they say shit like, man, my girl used to send me selfies, or my girl used to do this and my girl used to do that, but she stopped. One dude, I talked about it on my show before. One dude, this girl used to send him like naked flicks or, sexy pictures all the time. She used to send this to him all the time and shit, right? And he never, this is what he said. He's, my girl used to send me this stuff all the time and I used to enjoy it, but I don't validate. I'm not the type to validate my woman. I'm not the type to, he said, I'm not the type to validate women, right? So I'm not the type to validate women. And, I'm not the type to validate women, and she just stopped. But now I'm like, why, if she ain't sending to me, is she sending somebody else? Like, what's going on? Why she stopped? Why she pulling away? And he didn't realize that he just basically, if he would have listened to himself, he would have realized what was going on. Because in the same breath that he telling me this, he telling me he's not the type to validate women. And so I had to tell him, why would she keep sending you that and you enjoy it? Why would she keep shaving and looking all cute and getting the right pose and taking 10,000 pictures to send you the perfect one? And when she do it, you don't compliment it. You don't tell her you're going to eat her up later or nothing. You just ignore it or double tap it and keep it moving. Why would she keep doing that and put herself out there to be rejected or ignored? Why the fuck would she keep doing that? Now you scared that she doing it for somebody else, goofy. Now you scared. Now you worried. You see what I'm saying? And unfortunately, relationships are, people get with you for a reason. And if you're not carrying your weight in the relationship, people typically, if they don't leave right away, they start to build resentment. And then that resentment starts to shut down the intimacy. And that, it's over from there. That's the beginning of the end. And a lot of women, I ain't gonna say a lot, but if you get the wrong woman, they're gonna cheat on you, right? So why not give a woman what she looking for, what she need? Like, what is that gonna do? Like, how is that gonna help you? If your woman sends you a picture, of your woman send you her nails, how is complimenting that gonna help you? And why should she have to work for something so simple? And I'm not saying that you should give once a woman, because I'm a woman should always earn everything you have to give. But once you lock in with a woman, you apply that a little bit differently. All right. I'm not saying that don't mean like you should like you got to make a woman dance for a compliment. Absolutely not. But we're talking about it's just wanted to make that clear. But why do you want a woman chase? Like what do you get out of a woman chasing something as simple as a compliment that takes no effort? Right? Because this the thing, and this some game. Pay attention if you want some games, some player games, some game that real players think like. Why would I want a woman chasing my validation when she could be spending her time making my life better? Why would I want a woman chasing me down and bugging me and being annoying or doing whatever so she can feel better about her ego, or her ego could feel better, or she could feel? Why would I want a woman spending her time and energy doing that when she could be spending her time and energy making our lives better? There's only 24 hours in a day. There's only so much brain capacity a person have. And I would rather a woman putting her time and energy into making our lives better, making the relationship better, helping me with my business, helping her be happy, or doing something for her to make herself happy so I can get the best version of her because she's happy, instead of chasing down a fucking compliment, bugging me about why I ain't telling her I love her, or bugging me about why the fuck I can't compliment her, sitting there stewing and being anxious and feeling negative, ill feelings and stirring up this shit, and then she bringing this bullshit to me. Why the fuck would I want that? Why the fuck would I want that? A lot of this shit is weak, low-level shit. A lot of this shit is weak, low-level shit. It's weak and it's low-level. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want my woman bugging me and fucking stressing out over some bullshit shit that's free. You know how effortless it is to give a motherfucker a compliment? And I do that all day. Now, I will say this. I never complimented women. I never like verbally complimented women until I was in my 30s. Like, I never did that. But it's not like I didn't express myself in other ways. But it's just that whole no validation shit. That shit dumb. It's stupid. It's weak. Right? Women don't, and you getting to know a woman and then because she don't give a fuck about your validation. Women don't give a fuck about your validation or not. And they ain't gonna chase it. They not. I'm late. I thought women are more attracted to men that are indifferent. Y'all send me these things and I'll do another one. Y'all send me these things and I'll do another one, because that's a whole nother. I can go on for 30 minutes with that. Somebody send me that to my DM on Instagram. Send me that to my DM, because I'll do that on the next one. If y'all want a part 2. Y'all want a part 2 to this? If you watching the playback, listen, if you watching the playback and you made it this far and you want a part 2 to this, let me know you want a part 2 in the comments. If you would like a part 2 to this and you watching live, let me know right now if you want a part 2 to this. But yeah, we don't give a fuck about your validation. And y'all don't think, if you go and you meet a woman and you take her on a date, or you spend any effort, or you call her, number one, she already know you like her. So that whole shit dumb anyway. You take this woman on a date. I don't give a damn if it's coffee. You don't think that that's validation? You going to holler at her. You don't think that that's validation, whether you compliment her or not? So we got to get real, fellas. Now, the last one. She must be invested. That's right, fellas. She must be invested. That is elite level game. It don't get no more elite than that. Women who are, the woman is less likely to sabotage or tear the relationship down or be on some bullshit when she's invested into you. And the woman cannot love or cherish or appreciate what she's not invested in. Now, I know you guys hear all day, every day now, people are talking about investing in you and investment and da. I'm the one who brought that whole shit to this space, period. There wasn't nobody talking about investment, nothing, until I started talking about that. Now, did I invent that? Absolutely not. My dad taught me that when I was 15 years old. But as far as on the internet, in this space, nobody was talking about that. I brought that to this space. And, now people take it and they run with it. Because the people wasn't thinking like that. Most of these guys in this space, they didn't have that level of game. But a woman must be invested in you. And if she's not, it ain't gonna work. It's not. She has to invest. You have to get her to invest in you. So if a lot of the times guys, they have these situations to where you see these situations, it's like, man, after all I've done for you, she was able to walk away so easily. We've been together for a year and she just was able to walk away so easily. Yeah, because she was there just having, all she had to do was fuck and be cute. And that ain't nothing for a whore to do. Women don't really, not that they won't, but when a woman help you build something, when they help you build, and I'm not talking about building yourself as a man, but when a woman help you build that life that y'all living in together and build that safety net and build that comfort and build that sanctuary and build that empire, when she help you build that, she has more incentive to stay and maintain it because she got skin in the game. Well, a woman got to have some skin in the game. Like there's no upside in a woman being invested in you. She got to have skin in the game. She's more than likely, is more incentive for her to stay, work on it, cultivate it, love it, and uphold it. She's less likely to tear it down or walk away over some bullshit. She got a stake in it. She got a foot in the ground. And that's the type of shit that you want in your relationships. And a lot of guys don't know that. And they get with a woman and they just, these old princess treatment women, these old trophy wives, or this old whatever they doing now, to where it's just like these, they basically glorified prostitutes. All they got to do is sit at the house all day and get their nails done. And they don't got to do nothing. Absolutely not. That's why guys like that always get the shit into the stick. You know what I'm saying? But a woman must be invested in you. If she ain't investing in you, she damn near can't love you. Shout out to Kansas City. But if y'all picking up what I'm putting down, man, if y'all like this, if y'all feeling this game, let me get a fire sign in the chat. I need to see a bunch of fire signs in the chat. I need to see a bunch of fire signs in the chat if y'all feeling this game. Dalcio, man, what's up? I ain't seen you in a minute, Dalcio. Is a replay going to be available on Spotify? Yes, it is. You ever do call-in shows? I used to. I may do one again in a couple of days. I may do one on here in a couple of days. We'll see how I'm feeling. But yeah, that's elite level game, guys. It don't get no more elite than a woman must be invested in you. Don't get no more elite than that. Do you recommend for me to use dating apps to get back in the game? Get in the game however you want it, whatever fits you, get in the game. Just get in the game, bro. Get in the game. Handle your business. But guys, I'll answer a few questions. I answer a few questions, but I appreciate all y'all for tuning in, though, for real. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. And if you guys want a part 2 of this, now, with this one, yes. All right, put y'all. If y'all got questions about solution problems in the dating game, shout out to my guy Dalcio Cruz, man. Shout out to Dalcio for the $20 super chat. Busy, bro, but it's good to have you back. Yes, for sure. It's good to be back. If you guys have any questions, again, shout out to my man Dalcio Cruz, man. If you guys have any questions, put your questions in the chat. I'll take a few questions. I will take a few questions, but real quick, man. Seduction Mastery, get on the wait list. If you're watching now, there's a link that's pinned in the chat. Click that link, get on the wait list. If you think this game is fire, wait until I provide you with the strategies. And see, this just, I'm just giving down game and busting out information. And a lot of y'all like, damn, yeah, it get like that. Now imagine when I give you the strategies and the how to actually be, man, you're gonna be cold. Make sure y'all get on the wait list. Seduction Mastery. Get on the wait list. Go to the Seduction Mastery or get on the wait list. The link is in the chat right now. And if you're listening to the playback, the link is going to be in the description. Get on the wait list. Seduction Mastery, fire for sure. You're going to get 6 premium courses: Attraction 101, How to Make a Woman Fall in Love, Seduction Mastery, Dating and Escalation Mastery, Imprint 101, How to Vet Women Properly. You're going to get 12 live coaching sessions with me. You'll get access to the Players Club community, the private men's community. You get 5 live game workshops, 5 live game workshops, 5 game workshops. And this is not the coaching call. This is game workshops where we bring in experts to break down different areas of the game and help you. 5 days of that, intense. And you're going to get 2 previous workshops, How to Fuck Better and Last Longer, and Sexual Seduction and Bedroom Mastery. Get on the wait list right now. Click the link that's in the chat or click the link that's in the description if you're watching the playback, or go to the Seduction Mastery, or you can send me a message on Instagram that says game. But let's get to the questions. If you guys have any questions, put a Q by your comment. Put a Q by your comment, and I'm going to answer a few more questions. And we're going to get out of here. We're going to get out of here. When's the last time you used apps? I don't know. It's been a couple of years. It don't hurt but to try it. There's no downside to trying it. Go try it. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. What is a winner mindset? Thinking like a winner. Thinking like a winner. Thinking positive. Gratitude, positivity. Gratitude, positivity. Optimism. That's a winner's mindset. Y'all better hurry up, man, because it's getting late. If your coworker tells you she's looking for someone to F the ish out of her, is that a green flag to go for it? It just depends on where you work at. That just depends on where you work at. If you need your job, I wouldn't go for it. If you need the job. No, it just depends on where you work at, my brother. Ask questions. Ask questions. I'm not going to beg y'all to ask no questions. So y'all got about 2 more minutes. Make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure y'all hit the notification bell. That way you can get this good player-ish fresh off the press. Yeah, I got a couple more minutes. How should an intro go in real life? First meeting a woman. Hey, how are you? My name is XYZ, Hey, how are you? My name is XYZ. I had to come say something to you, or I beat myself up. You gorgeous. I think we should go eat tacos this weekend, or we should go bowling, or we should go link up and get some ice cream. Let's exchange numbers. A variation of that. It's that simple. Warehouse, but I need the job. She asking for it though. Hey, a warehouse, that's not a career, bro. I don't know. If you need your job, don't do it. But if I was at a warehouse, I'll take it down, because it ain't nothing to get another warehouse job. Hey, Leo, appreciate you for the $20 super chat, my brother. I really appreciate that. Great live streaming that. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Bro, I've been sending the questions. Nigga, You saw me up here reading the thing. You saw me up here doing a presentation. I can't see your question because I'm talking to the chat. So put your fucking bro, put your question in the chat again because I didn't see it. All right. Put your question in the chat again because I ain't see it. So what if a girl you used to mess with hang around your homies, but they don't invite you to the function? Is that kind of weird, right? But they mutual friends. I mean, they probably didn't want you around. You got to figure that out. I mean, it's weird, but I don't want to hang around nobody that don't want me around, so I probably wouldn't hang around them no more. Dre, what's your opinion on older woman versus younger woman? Would you ever rock out with a younger woman? More than likely not. I don't. It would have to be an exception, but generally no, because younger women are not mature enough for me. Younger women are not mature enough for me. I don't like emotion, especially the emotionally immature part. Most young women are egotistical and emotionally immature, and I don't have time for that. I don't have the time, space, mental space, nor capacity to date a woman who's egotistical and emotionally immature. And typically, younger women are egotistical and emotionally immature. What are some red flags of her high body count? I'm talking about 45 plus bodies. Smokes, tattoos, aggressive, having a disdain for men, the way that she dresses. Is she okay being sexualized? Not even is she okay being sexualized, but the sexualization, is she comfortable with that? Is she comfortable with sexualization, especially publicly or especially to strangers? So there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things to see if a person has a high body count without y'all asking them, because they'll never tell you anyway. They're not going to tell you how many bodies they got. So stop asking them. Learn to see, learn to spot, how they carry themselves, their view on men. What age is best for me to target to avoid immaturity and high ego? 27, 28 and up. Dre, in your opinion, was Beans ever better than Jay at one point? I think it was. No, he wasn't. Not to me, at least. No, not to me. Not to me. How do you keep a relationship when you work most of the time, meaning 6 days a week? You get with a woman who don't mind you working a lot and who supports you working and getting your money. Get with a woman who don't mind you working a lot and who supports you getting your money. Don't get with a woman who's emotionally needy to the point to where she would rather her emotions be satisfied than you going to get that money. You don't want no woman like that, because a smart woman who's solid would understand, if this nigga love me, if he's into me, if he likes me, that money gonna benefit me anyway. And being stable financially and being secure financially is more valuable than being fulfilled emotionally. So get you a woman that think like that, because the mother woman gonna bring you down. Give us some cologne game. You got to be more specific. You got to be more specific. Guys, ask me questions. Don't ask me thoughts, because I don't want to. It's late. I don't want to have to dig in my brain and try to come up with it. Ask me questions. Thoughts on this. I don't really think about stuff like that. Ask me a question. The way my mind works, the way I operate. When you ask me a good question, I spit out good information. When you try to make me think, and you try to when you get vague shit, I'm not responding to vague shit, because I don't have the mental capacity to try to figure out what you want. Meteor, I've had Meteor. I had the Imagine. But yeah, Meteor is much better. Louis Vuitton. Is a woman that has daddy issues more submissive? Not necessarily. They can be, but submissive is I don't want to say overrated. I don't want to say submissive is overrated, but submissive isn't indicative of character. Does that make sense? I don't want to say it's overrated, but a woman being submissive is not indicative of who she is in her character. A submissive woman will still cheat on you and do you dirty, or take advantage of you and can still be emotionally manipulative, or still be an energy vampire. So, you know, guys think submission is the end all be all. No, it's who's being submissive to you. Just like a person giving you money ain't the end all be all. It's who giving you that money and what they want for it, what they want in exchange for the money that they're giving you. So what are you giving up for the submission? You know, you got to think about that, what you giving up in the long run. Is it common when coming out of a long-term relationship to be really interested in other women? I've talked to other women, but they don't excite me. You just need to heal. You just need to heal and get your mind right. You need to heal and get your mind right, bro. Chill, heal, get your mind right. You'll get your desire back. That pain and stress and trauma and post-traumatic stress, that'll do something to your libido. So get that up off you, heal, get your mind right, pour back into yourself, build yourself back up. And, you know, you should start feeling that desire to connect with women again. But man, I'm about to get up out of here, guys. I've been on here long enough. I'm about to get up out of here. Y'all click the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Make sure y'all share this shit. Hit the notification bell so you can get this player shit. Good player is fresh out the press. Y'all know my slogan, playerism is the antidote to feminism. Click the link in the description. Click the link in the chat. Click the link everywhere for the Seduction Mastery 2025. Get on the wait list right now. Peace.